And topic 4 is going to be Tiffany Young's debut American mini album
slash second
Lips on Lips
mini album
slash second mini album slash she had a bunch of singles, but Lips on Lips is her first album in America.
Yeah, she's an American artist now. She doesn't have to abide by. They don't call it. Yeah,
they don't number their releases.
And technically, it'd be called an EP because they don't use the term mini album.
Well, I think it is called the Lips on Lips EP. And if you obviously noticed, we lost Jacob. We're recording this later than the other parts because we were waiting for the album to come out. And he's in Korea now, and
getting his gym membership.
He moved into his dorm yesterday, so he's got a lot of things to do, and we were hoping he could find time to do this, but he does not. But we have his notes.
We'll get him back soon. Don't worry.
Yeah. Okay. We're starting off with "Born Again," which was the pre-release single. MV came out a couple months ago.
Just 1 month ago.
That was in January. 1 month. Okay.
Yeah.
Was it?
Almost exactly a month ago.
Yeah, I guess Peppermint, because Peppermint was December. So "Born Again" was the pre-release. For me, I'm not a huge fan of the mumbling style she uses in this song. I think the song gets better in the chorus where there's more range. Also, I think the chorus is pretty catchy.
Definitely.
I really like the synth parts during the verses. It's really mysterious and catches the ear. And I think that that definitely stood out to me more than the singing. As for the music video, it looks good. It's super low budget and basic, and we talked about this last month's releases.
No, I think we skipped it actually because.
Or did we skip it because we were going to review it?
Because we were reviewing this.
We just talked about it on Discord and stuff. Then
yeah,
it's super low budget and basic, but I think overall it at least looked good. So that helps. You can't. It's the pre-release and obviously, she's not going to have SM budget music videos with her solo comebacks here in America. So, you can't really put those expectations on it like you do with K-pop music videos. So I can't really fault it for that.
It's definitely a song that had to grow on me a bit, just because at first listen, because the first time we listened to it, it was actually, the YouTube video was kind of messed up because something happened, on the, when they uploaded or when it was processing that, the audio got, messed up or garbled or, it sounded like it was bass boosted, essentially, so I was just oh, this doesn't sound good, but, having listened to the fixed version and the audio versions are all fine. It was just it's something on YouTube's end, freak accident on their end. So putting that aside, it's definitely a song that surprisingly did grow on me. I didn't think I was gonna like it as much as I did. Ended up liking the song. I think I get the mumbling sort of thing could be a bit of a turnoff to people with that are primarily K-pop fans or just not used to. It's just as a disclaimer for all of this going forward, this is an American style album. There's no K-pop, there's no trace of K-pop whatsoever in this. So just you got to sort of get over that hump to sort of before you start appreciating.
It doesn't have that super high produced sound. That type of stuff. It's just
she still has good people behind her. I mean, she's a part of Transparent Agency, so that's everyone from Far East Movement and everything. So there is production talent. It's just don't expect going into this that you're gonna hear her the type of music she was making under SM. You have to get over that notion immediately. So to enjoy. Yeah,
when I said high produced, I didn't mean that it sounded low quality. I meant K-pop as a sound is overly produced.
Oh yeah,
where this is not. This is American style production.
And I feel
not that it's bad production.
No,
it's not K-pop production.
And for a song like style. This, overproduced, it would be kind of the antithesis of the meaning of this song. I feel raw.
Yeah, most of the songs on the album.
Yeah, it serves a purpose, the way she sort of approaches her vocals in this. So that's why the mumbling actually doesn't bother me as much, mostly because Tiffany is mostly known as, oh my god, look at all the high notes she can hit. So the fact that she's putting out a single where she gets to use the lower part of her register is something I really appreciate. Again, it's just, there's more to singing. K-pop has sort of conditioned us to like, oh my god, did you hear that high note? And that's literally all you care about. There's more to vocals than just belting. And
well, that's why I was drawn to Tiffany in the first place, was her lower register and like huskier voice for female idol.
Yeah. So I'm glad that she gets to use that for this song, and it works so well. I'm usually for K-pop songs, I'm usually like, I don't give a shit about like meaning or just like context or lyrics behind it. But obviously, this being an English song, and us being big fans of Soshi, like we know them the most out of any K-pop group, arguably. So this is one of the rare occasions where I feel like meaning and context and like purpose sort of enhance or sort of bring new light to the song, because I feel like I was looking around for or when she was putting out this song, like she sort of put out like stuff about like if for those that don't know, like not her, but her father sort of got into a scandal regarding like, I don't know, just like scamming people or whatever, and she's sort of has like this really estranged relationship with her father and that sort of thing. So that's sort of the emotions that went into the production and the songwriting of Born Again. So it's something that I can resonate with, and it's something that I definitely feel come out in the vocals, especially that the chorus of it, I feel like, is what drives it home to me immediately. Just the power in her voice is something that only really Tiffany can get across. So that's what really won me over with this song, is how she's able to convey those emotions into great songwriting and great vocal performance. Because that's not easy. Anyone can write off of personal experience, but it takes a really good artist to sort of get that across in an aesthetically or audibly pleasing way that sort of would justify it being a single. So getting to the visual aspects of it, I mean, I get she's kind of going for an artsy sort of thing, but I don't know. It's kind of a shame, because I feel so much of the emotion in the singing and the performance part of the song, but not so much when it comes to like the music video. Like, I don't know, it was kind of boring to me. Like, there's not really too much going on in terms of shots. Like, she's on the beach, she's kind of like a mermaid type thing, and her dress gets wet, and I don't know. Like, it's supposed to be like an artsy type of music video. So I mean, I don't want to fault it too much, but yeah, it didn't do much for me on that front. I mean, it doesn't ruin the song for me, though. In all honesty, it was of the two. It's actually, or I'd prefer Born Again, but I'll get into that later.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Jacob said, I know a lot of people weren't so high on this song, but it was largely the type of thing I was waiting for to hear from Tiffany. I think this track really marks the turning point in her career from K-pop artist to someone who transcends more than just that single label. The lyrics reflect a lot of biblical references, largely in the themes of rebirth and recovery. Mm-hmm. This is definitely more American in style than previously, but I think she still keeps that je ne sais quoi that makes her so great to me. Her vocals especially stood out to me as well, singing in a much lower range than we normally heard from her in the past. Yes, Jacob, he actually wrote...
Jacob, stop out-literating me. God damn it.
So yeah, he liked it.
Of course.
Surprise.
Surprise. This is his songs. This is his alt.
My alt too. I just liked Lips on Lips more.
Speaking of,
yeah. Next is Lips on Lips, which is the title track, the main single. For me, I thought this was much better because I thought she showed off her vocal ability way more in the song. And yeah, that's not to say she didn't use any vocal ability in Born Again, but there was just more to it. I felt like more just... I don't know, I'm trying to think of the word without making it sound super negative.
Substance? I don't know. That's at least what I feel.
Substance is a good way to describe it. I really like how minimalist instrumentals are at the beginning. It really helps focus on her singing. And whatever instrument they use for the pre-chorus, that really stood out to me. It's funny though, for this song, it's kind of, for me, the opposite of Born Again, where I think the chorus is the weakest part of the song. Yeah. And Born Again, I think the chorus is the best part of the song.
Yeah.
Yeah, in this one, the chorus just didn't, like, the pre-chorus is really good, and then the chorus where it's the super repetitive part. Yeah. That part's, like, really weak to me. But overall, I think that's really the only negative I have with the song. Also, if you can listen for it in the mix, it's really super quiet, but there's a really good guitar part that's, like, really interesting. In the song, it's really hard to hear though for most of the song. I think it comes up a little bit in a couple parts, but for the most part, it's really back in the mix. So definitely look out, just listen for that. And I thought the music video was good. There's a lot of sets and outfits. Obviously there's still not a ton of budget, so like nothing crazy happened. But I think they used the budget they had to good effect, like having a variety of like styles and like sets.
So for me, pretty much, I don't know. Whereas Born Again, I love the song, but the video was kind of a disappointment. In this case, it's kind of a flip where I'm not as big on the song, but the video itself was great. Like, I feel like, in contrast to Born Again, where I kind of felt like nothing went on. Like, I mean, granted, nothing much goes on here, but they do make a good use of, again, just varying the sets. Like, there's ones where she's like wearing like the polka dot dress. There's one where she's in like a field or whatever. There's one where she's at like a dinner table sort of thing. So I love the use of color. I love the the cinematography of this is really beautiful. As for my gripes with the song in particular, I'd have to say that, I don't know, like, her vocals are great. The thing is, though, if I were to divorce, like, Tiffany and, like, her being in this song, I don't know what would separate this song from, like, literally every other top 40s pop song that you hear on the radio in the US. That's my only gripe. I feel like and it's kind of got me a bit worried, because if this is, I know she definitely shows a bit of variety in the mini album, so it's only a slight worry. But my worry is that she's going to sort of chase after the, I don't know, Carly Rae Jepsen, or I don't know, edgy T Swift type of American pop singer type thing, and I don't think that's her forte specifically. Like, where she really shines in my view is in R&B songs, and I feel like the vocals that she puts on for these cutesy, like, I don't know, just kind of very American style pop songs her vocals kind of go to waste. So I don't want her to do too much of these songs, in all honesty, because there's literally it's nothing. It'll be hard to break in just making songs like this, because there's literally hundreds of other people that make songs exactly like this. And I know Tiffany might be a bit better than some people in terms of vocals, but again, if you're just kind of regurgitating like radio hits or the radio sounds, it's gonna be hard for you to find a market or find airtime in this sort of way.
Yeah, I think that's kind of. For me, though, I feel like she probably understands us, and this is the type of music she wants to do, and she knows that she can get by just with her established fan base. Like, I don't think she's trying to be the biggest pop artist in the US. I mean, maybe she is, but, like, I think she'll be okay regardless of, like, how mainstream she gets because of her fan base.
That's the thing, though. I don't want Tiffany to just settle for being another pop artist, when I feel like her vocal, the package that she like delivers with vocals is just served way better. Like, I don't know, it feels like a lot of the time when people do pop songs in America, it feels like they're settling, or they're trying to like just get radio airplay, but like. I feel like she's definitely been super experimental in songs like Heartbreak Hotel, like just super like out there type stuff. So I don't want her to lose that in her transition to becoming an American artist. I don't want Tiffany to lose what makes her her. And I feel like, and in terms of theming and messaging, or what makes a song like feel like Tiffany, definitely this has it. It's just, I don't settle for like making a pop song when I feel like you can just be more than just a pop singer.
Yeah. Jacob said, the long-awaited title track that we've known the title of since the tour was initially announced. I was extremely pleased by the song even on first listen. I like the use of bass to fill up the sound space on the track, along with the beep-beep synths and the hi-hats. The addition of They Go, They Go, They Go in the chorus is extremely catchy and often gets stuck in my head. The ad-libs in the final chorus were the biggest standout in the song. You can really hear Tiffany's voice in the way we've come to love in those sections. My favorite ad-lib from the section was the no, they don't, they don't, they don't. Overall, love the song, and I think it's definitely a great choice of the title track on this album. Next, we have The Flower. And for me, I love the airy way she sings the song. That's just, I really like that style of singing. Just that really breathy singing style. It's what So You does really, really well. Which is why she's one of my favorites. And I like the beginning focus on the acoustic guitar. That stood out well as well. For me, I thought the drop was really well done because it brought up the energy in the song to it brought it up but kept it still at that like chill level like that the song's going for. The song's not trying to be a super high energy song, and I was worried when like you could tell it was building to a drop. I was worried that the drop was going to be just way too high energy. And I thought it did a good job of maintaining the style of the song while still bringing the energy up a little bit. Also, the song reminded me of something I've heard before in K-pop recently, and I can't think of what. Maybe like a Yumi Ray song, but I couldn't actually figure out what I was thinking of.
Like, I know what she's going for on this song. Again, like, Tiffany is a person that she wears her influences on her sleeve, like very overtly. She's definitely influenced by modern American pop music, like old 90s R&B. That's sort of the taste that we get off of this record. But I don't know. I wanted to enjoy this song just because, like, from that guitar riff at the beginning, I was like, oh shit, are we gonna get some like awesome like I was thinking like, I don't know, just like, I don't know why my mind went there, but I was like, oh, are we gonna get some like really interesting like vocal ballad a la like The Police or something like that or whatever. But where we ended up going was, I don't know, it just kind of felt a bit more, again, a tad bit poppy, more of like that art pop style that people like, I don't know, like kind of a bit of Churches in terms of like the echoiness of it, kind of a bit of like Lana Del Rey, that sort of thing. And I'm not averse to that music at all, in all honesty. I love Churches especially. I'd say what kind of just makes this song disappointing is particularly the mixing, because I know what they're going for with the chorus, like the very echoey and in the background there's kind of like these like vocal parts going. The thing is though, for me it kind of just gets all jumbled up that it's almost unintelligible. Like I can't even understand what she's singing during the chorus at some points, just because there's just so much going on. There's Tiffany singing, and then there's like some background vocalizations, and then they got that like drum track and like the synths going. So yeah, I feel like if they sort of I do agree that if it was just some boring like Chainsmokers drop, I would have hated the song even more. So I do agree that the sort of leveling it off and not keeping the song chill was a good decision. But yeah, I'd say just fix the mixing a bit, just so I could understand. Because the only part I could really understand was just like the like the flower part, like towards the end, like that's pretty much the only part of the chorus that's unintelligible, because like most of it again is just most of the other vocals are processed. So I don't know. I wanted to enjoy this song. Maybe that's why I'm just a bit more disappointed, because I went into it like really wanting to enjoy the song, but man, yeah, it's the mixing of it. So yeah, again, like most of my issues when it comes to a lot of these songs is I don't like how it ended up being mixed, or I don't like the style of it. But yeah, for the most part, Tiffany's vocals were never an issue for me on this entire mini album.
Jacob said, the first of the new tracks we got to hear on the EP. I know a lot of people weren't crazy on this song either, but I really liked the sound of the production on this song. The use of guitars and claps worked really well in this case, in my opinion, and the percussion breakdown in the chorus really made for a nice high impact. This sounds like something the more alternative pop female singers would come out with, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Overall, really great track, in my opinion. Next, we have Not Barbie. And for me, this song, like, it's definitely the most simple on the album, but I said, like, it's definitely the most powerful and memorable to me as well.
Yeah, same.
The lyrics of the song just gave me chills. Like, you can really hear her frustrations, and maybe it's just my bias and the fact that I followed her for 8 years, but, like, it really hit me listening to the song. Like, you can just tell her frustrations, both like being a foreigner in Korea, like in the K-pop industry, and all the stuff she had to deal with, being scrutinized because she wasn't from Korea, and then also being an Asian in Asian in the American like pop industry, and how much of a disadvantage she's at there as well. So yeah, I thought the song was really powerful. The music of it is definitely the most simple and basic, but I think that actually helps it, because it helps you pay attention to the lyrics that much more. So yeah, I thought this was easily my favorite song on the album.
Yeah, this was, of the album tracks, it was like 1-2 between this and Runaway. Just because, again, it's kind of hard to contextualize this, but when I hear this song, like it's Tiffany. It is like from top to bottom, like vocals, instrumentals, theme, like it's Tiffany through and through, and that's what I want to see in her music, because I feel like she has a lot.
Yep.
She has a lot to tell, and I feel the one reason why I was excited to see her do American music is because she's not restricted to, oh my god, I love oppa, like type music, like the K-pop, like you're kind of just stuck
she said
with
the F word in this song.
Yeah. Like this is not your K-pop, everyday K-pop, ladies and gentlemen. Like that's the one thing I wish that we could sort of have a bit more of a blend of, and which is why groups, or when it comes to American fans, groups like BTS garner a big fan base, because most of their lyrics aren't just vapid, I want to love insert girl here sort of things, which definitely are a trope. And yeah, in that case, I feel like Tiffany does a good job of being a storyteller, or sort of painting the picture of through both the lyrics, though simple as they may be. I mean, it serves its purpose, definitely. Maybe a bit on the nose, but I mean, in this case, usually I hate lyrics that are way too on the nose, but in this case, I find it almost endearing in a way, and it almost childlike, a la like playing with Barbie dolls, or comparing life to sort of dolls and that sort of thing. I think what really like brought this home to me is, like, again, what really made me see Tiffany in this song is, again, I know, like, as an Asian American myself growing up, or as someone growing up in, like, as a 90s kid or whatever, I can definitely tell what type of influence she's pulling from. She's pulling from stuff like, I don't know, like Disney and like Mulan, and how like the song like she basically made her own version of the song Reflection by Lea Salonga, Filipino. I will forever insist, like, Lea Salonga is the original performer of that song. People that insist that it's Christina Aguilera are completely wrong. Anyway, Like growing up listening to that stuff or finding inspiration in those sort of themes, I feel that in Tiffany, and I can resonate with that. So which is why this song was amazing. And man, I'd kill to hear just like a straight up acoustic guitar version of this song. Like I'd kill to hear that because I feel like it'd be amazing. I mean, I don't know if she's gonna have live instrumentals at the concert. For those that don't know, she's
Probably not.
She's gonna start her Lips on Lips tour the week after this goes out. I mean, Nate, you're seeing her on Sunday, correct?
Yeah, I'm seeing her in 5 days.
Yeah, so I'm seeing her.
Not only am I seeing her, I get to meet her. In 5 days.
Oh my god, I cheaped out because I have to save for Korea, but I think as cringy as American songs can be, or as much as we love K-pop for the fact that we don't have to
ignore the lyrics.
We can ignore lyrics. It's these times that I still do appreciate when you're able to resonate with lyrics, and it's something that obviously we kind of miss out on in most K-pop because a lot of them are devoid of deeper meaning in this sort of way. So that's why I really do appreciate Tiffany for putting out songs like this. It's where she really shines, and I hope she continues to be a storyteller in this sort of way.
Yep. Jacob said, I love the choice to use a raw acoustic guitar in the song. I don't think we hear it a lot anymore, to be honest. Tiffany's vocals were amazing. You can really feel the emotion she's feeling on the subject matter of the song. I think the song really reflects her experiences coming up in the K-pop industry, from being a foreigner in a strange country to being scrutinized so much in the public eye. Even if people think the lyrics might be cliche in some sense, I think these lyrics really fit well with Tiffany's experiences and definitely deserves its place in her debut EP in America. So echoing what we said. And finally, we have Runaway featuring Babyface, who is a guy that constantly covers Babyface by Uju.
No. Do you seriously not know who Babyface is?
No, I don't actually. I
God, Nate!
I don't know any American pop.
Babyface is Babyface is one of the most influential like R&B producers of all time.
I don't listen to R&B.
Whitney Houston, TLC, Tony Braxton, Boyz II Men, his own music. Like basically, like he is the godfather of 90s like R&B. So like that should show how important this song is for Tiffany to get a collab with him. Yeah,
I mean, I don't like that. Doesn't take away anything, but yeah, I don't know producers, and I didn't really listen to R&B, so like before K-pop really, so I had no idea who he was.
Well, you're gonna get so much flame for this.
I won't. People know I didn't listen. People know I only listened to K-pop, and before that, I listened to symphonic and metal. Like I listened to like European, like and like American, just like symphonic power. And
he has a star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
That doesn't mean anything. There's probably plenty of people on that I don't know.
Anyway,
and then I listened to like oldies, like Motown. And
you just skipped that whole...
Yeah, I skipped 90s, early 2000s R&B stuff. I listened to old stuff and then K-pop. But yeah, okay. So for the song itself, Runaway, featuring Babyface. Obviously this is a really, really good R&B duet. I think their voices work really well together. Funnily enough, though, I think my favorite part of the song is the really brief little synth riff that shows up at the beginning. And I wish they used it more because that like really caught my ear, and they only use it that one time.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like hoping it would pop up again somewhere, and it never did. So I was a little disappointed. But overall, I think it's a fantastic song. And like we said, it's clearly a really big moment that she's able to get someone so big for her debut.
Yeah, this is easily my favorite of the mini. Like not Barbie being like a close second, but yeah, mostly because the importance of having someone like Babyface collaborating with Tiffany is just a huge deal. Again, this guy was a star maker back in the 90s, and I'm almost 100% sure Tiffany knows the significance of it. I'm sure she grew up listening to Babyface and maybe the artist. Like she definitely listened to TLC and all, and like Boyz II Men and all the rest of them. She definitely models like her singing style after some of the artists that Babyface has worked with. So just understanding the significance of this and just hearing how perfect of a song this is, just I feel like I want Babyface to write her next single, and I know that's impossible. This is probably just like a one-off thing that they got, but I mean, if he wrote her next single, that'd be huge news for her. That'd be an easy way to break into the charts. It's like, oh, this new like Korean American singer had a song written by Babyface still writes music for like people like Beyonce and like other like modern artists, so it's nothing too out of the blue.
Ariana Grande.
Yeah, so it's nothing out of the blue, but I mean, like for Tiffany to sort of like be like among those types of names is just that's awesome for her. And I mean, I love this song. I grew up on this stuff basically. My parents my parents actually love Babyface. Like it's one of like the few like R&B artists that they love, along with like Boyz II Men or whatever. So I'm very familiar with this type of sound, and it's super nostalgic. And I feel like I know like it Tiffany loves this type of like nostalgic sort of feeling, and like that's kind of like a tangent or whatever, but that's why I think I like or that's why I feel like Tiffany and Taeyeon are so good for their match made to get in heaven or whatever, just because they both have the same sort of influences or the same time period of music that they draw influence from. Obviously Tiffany being more of an R&B type singer, Taeyeon being more of a ballad like soft rock type of person, but you can definitely just like the overtness of like the influences that they make are just so it's what makes me appreciate it again as someone that grew up listening to the same type of music as they did. I feel and I am able to resonate with it so much more easily, so I really hope this isn't the end of her collaboration with hopefully not just Babyface, but other big artists, other big names like this, because that's the best way to get her name out there. Just keep collaborating with all these high profile producers and all these, maybe do collaborations with other singers or whatever. Like, just just get people to like see how good of a singing voice and how great of a performer she is. So this makes me really excited for what she has in the future, in all honesty. So
yeah. And Jacob said, this was definitely the curveball I was not expecting. I'm super proud of Tiffany being able to secure a song written and featured by Babyface, who definitely has quite the pedigree in R&B music. Tiffany's vocals pair so well with Babyface's voice, with Tiffany having a more husky voice for a woman and Babyface having a higher singing voice than most men. Mm-hmm. The R&B boom clap percussion paired with the acoustic guitar combo that recurs through the song or throughout this album works especially well. This is probably my favorite of the 3 new tracks.
Yep. Handshake. Jacob knows his shit.
Yeah.
Unlike someone else on this.
I mean, I'm sure I know plenty of songs he produced, but I don't know producers.
Oh, have you heard of "I'll Make Love to You" by Boyz II Men?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so then you know a song written by or produced by Babyface. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure I know plenty of them. I just don't know producers. Okay, let's get to scores. For me, overall, I gave it a 5.5 out of 7 for music. I thought I enjoyed all the songs on the album, but nothing really blew me away. I would say Not Barbie blew me away the most, but it wasn't even really for the musicality of it, more so for the lyrics and the meaning behind it. So I settled for 5.5. I liked everything, but no, it wasn't a 7 out of 7. And then for style, I gave it a 2.5. I was a little generous on that, but I think how I think of it is I don't mind the Born Again MV, and I don't really want to hate on it too much because of the low budget. Like, it's not really their fault. It wasn't even the title track. And I really liked the Lips on Lips music video. And then also I wanted to give bonus points because I love the album cover. She looks amazing on it, and I really like the border styling, like the border thing they do around it. Like, I think it looks really good. Yeah. I mean, I know it's like a fairly like standard album cover. It's just her face or whatever. But I thought that like border like styling around it really helped it stand out. Also, she just looks amazing blonde.
I don't know.
Tiffany.
I like dark hair Tiffany in all honesty, but I mean, I like.
I mean, I love dark hair Tiffany too, but I like platinum blonde Tiffany. So yeah, I gave it an 8 out of 10 overall.
For me, again, I split my singles and album tracks into separate scores. So it averaged, for the singles, it averaged out to a 2.5 out of 3.5. Most of that, again, going to how much I loved Born Again. Again, Lips on Lips, I still enjoy the song for the most part. It's just, yeah, I wish it didn't sound just like generic top 40s pop music. So it's a good baseline. I feel like I'm confident. I want to say I'm confident in the direction she's going in, but yeah, I would like to see more of an R&B focus, maybe on the next EP whenever she ends up releasing it, because it's definitely different. It's definitely these two songs are definitely different from Teach You and like Over My Skin, like way different. And I do like that Tiffany's showing a bit of variety, but I would like her not to stray away too much from R&B, because I feel like, yeah, that's where she really shines. Album tracks, I actually gave a higher score, a 3 out of 3.5, just because, again, Not Barbie and Runaway were just excellent songs. Again, as much as I was kind of disappointed by The Flower, again, it wasn't dragging it down a bit too much, or just it's not enough to like take away from how much I love Not Barbie and Runaway. Concept, I gave Concept, I gave it a 2 out of 3.
Did you just change your score right there?
No,
because it seemed like you looked at your score and you're like, maybe I should give it a higher score.
No,
you hesitated a little bit.
Yeah, I mean that's probably the good place to put it, in all honesty, because I mean,
yeah,
like trying to judge it, like it's hard to judge. Like, it's hard to judge albums that, or video or artists that don't do choreography, because that's usually a big part of my score. So I mean, what I would give points for is mostly for the Lips on Lips music video, and and also the like the actual like costuming and like her outfits, everything were incredible. Just like the styling was just incredible, but I don't think it's enough to like put it over the top. It wouldn't put it over the top in that sort of way. So that'd be a total of 7.5 out of 10. So yeah, I'm gonna be a bit lenient. Like, I mean, I was starting off at a 6.5 in all honesty, but I definitely warmed my way up to it, and I do want to be a bit more lenient, because again, this type of music isn't going to fit perfectly into the way we approach or review K-pop albums. So I do want to give the benefit of the doubt in that sort of way. So yeah,
that was another reason why I kind of gave I added the extra like 0.5 that I felt for the styling, was I was like, we don't have like choreo or anything to like base it on. So like I was a little more lenient on how many points I would have given the music videos. So yeah, I agree.
7.5. That's a pretty good score, especially for me. And she did establish a good baseline and it's definitely got me hyped for the concert, because I almost forgot that I was going to the concert, and there's definitely going to be a lot of songs next Wednesday. So there's definitely going to be a lot of songs I'm going to enjoy listening to this album or listening to her sing it live. So,
Jacob gave it a 10 out of 10.
Surprise.
Even I couldn't do that, Jacob. It was good, but it wasn't 10 out of 10 in my opinion. But I can understand why. He definitely liked the music a lot more than I did. But he didn't leave any notes, so that's just me speculating. You want to read Cooper's?
Cooper's says...
Cooper balanced out Jacob a little bit.
Yep. He says, Tiffany's solo music has always been my second favorite in SNSD, just behind Taeyeon. So when she left SM, I was excited to see what she would do in America. Her first few singles were kind of meh, except for Peppermint, which is still my favorite of her Western songs. For this album, Born Again and Flower, I think are honestly mediocre. Not Barbie has grown on me, even though the lyrics are still kind of make me cringe. Lips on Lips is great, but the real star is Runaway featuring Babyface. I think it's a perfect example of the sound she was going for, the early 2000s pop R&B. I think my biggest problem is I still don't really get that jolt of uniqueness and creativity like other solo artists. maybe it's because I hold her Korean album in such high regards, but I really haven't fallen in love. I haven't really fallen in love with her Western sound yet. The MV for Born Again was really disappointing considering how much it was built up. The Lips on Lips MV looked much better and matched the song well. So, Cooper gave a 4.5 out of 7 for music, a 2 out of 3 for concept. Overall score, a 6.5 out of 10. So, crunching all the numbers
out an 8.
So that's a pretty good score. I mean, that's where I put it right around, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you gave it a 7.5, I gave it an 8, and then Jacob and Cooper balance each other out by going 10 and 6.5. So
yeah, we get a good.
We average out perfectly.
It's definitely a divisive album, especially us as K-pop fans primarily. So I'm very interested in seeing what the sort of consensus is on from primarily K-pop fans, or if you only listen to K-pop, you don't really mess around with American music. What are your thoughts on this? Definitely, I want to hear what people that aren't really exposed to this music all too often. So
people
leave your
that
comments,
aren't
definitely
are like more like I feel like people like Cooper that have gotten into K-pop much more recently are going to be less biased towards liking the album because they don't have the attachment to Tiffany.
And also just because it's less of
SNSD fans.
It's less of a unique sound to people that were invested in Western music well before they got into K-pop. So that's just factors that you sort of got to take into account, and that's definitely explains the discrepancy in scores. But yeah, definitely let us know what your thoughts are on this. Are you interested in seeing more of her Western music, or would you like her to see more of what she was doing under SM? Definitely leave your comments in the video below.
Yep.
That'll wrap it up.
So yeah, that's it. One thing to note, we've officially moved over to Podbean. So we've applied for no more SoundCloud. Don't listen to us there because our new episodes won't show up there. So you'll never hear this if you did listen only on SoundCloud.
Yep.
So oops. But we'll basically SoundCloud we couldn't get on Spotify using SoundCloud. So we just decided to move over to a service that would let us get our podcasts out in more places. And unfortunately, there's no way for us to get our music onto SoundCloud or our episodes onto SoundCloud from this new service because you have to actually upload to SoundCloud, and we're not going to pay $15 a month just for the couple of listeners we have on SoundCloud. So yeah, our episodes won't be there anymore, but they should be going up on Spotify soon.
Excited.
It goes through Podbean. They batch apply all their podcasts. They do everything for us, and they just do it in batches. So it said it takes a couple weeks. But I did also apply for Google Play Store, and I checked their emails, and it is approved. So we are or will be on Google Play Store by the time this goes up. I don't know how that store really works, but I assume you can leave reviews and stuff. So if you can, go review us there. It'll definitely help us get more exposure. Just like definitely. I know iTunes uses reviews.
I don't know. I don't think you can leave reviews on Spotify, but I mean, subscribing anyways, just following the podcast is probably still a good idea in terms of exposure. Yep. So, I feel like it's going to be a really big thing for us going forward. I know there's a lot of you that have been asking for us to get on Spotify and just take more care of iTunes, I guess, than we have before. So that's definitely a big version. Yeah, that's definitely a big commitment that we're gonna make in 2019. Anything else that we gotta announce besides that?
No, Tiffany. I'll definitely. I don't know if we'll have a topic on it, but if we don't, I'll bring it up in the intro.
Definitely. I mean, if you're in the New York City area, I'm going to be seeing Tiffany. I forget where the venue is, but it's on a Wednesday, so I don't know how many people are going to be able to end up seeing it, but I'm really excited to see her sing live because again, I haven't seen Tiffany since the fan meet the day after SM Town 2011 at New York City. I saw her at the old Best Buy theater, now the PlayStation theater. So it's pretty cool to see someone that I haven't seen in so long. So
2012 for me.
Yep.
When I saw SNSD.
So yeah, hopefully everyone liked it. dislike, subscribe, leave good comments, be nice to each other. Join our Discord. It's mucho lit.
Yeah, join our Discord. Also, if we ever ask you to comment 69, also comment why you're commenting 69, because we're getting like random 69 comments and we don't remember what they're for anymore.
Oh yeah,
because they're from like several weeks ago.
Yeah, so
because if you listen to the podcast, it's happening to you then, but for us it happened like a month ago sometimes when you listen to old episodes, so we don't remember what we talked about.
Yeah, so I guess Nate, you can take us out.
Okay, that's it, and goodbye.
Stay Barbie.
Throbbingly Barbie.
Kim wanted to get her something because, like, for like a
merch.
Yeah, but there was no merch.
Yeah, there was none.
Yeah, because I think it was all pre-order stuff. But, because she wanted to get her something so she wouldn't be mad at her. She was like, no, specifically her little sister said, "You're such a fake fan," because she only knows like a few of the members or a few of the songs.